Hello, Leos. Welcome to your monthly zodiac reading for the month of August 2024. That's right, I said August. Here we are, literally over halfway through the year. As always, please make sure that you check your sun, moon, and rising sign to see if there is a correlating theme between all three energies, or in case this reading doesn't resonate with you, maybe one of the others will, and that may be the area that you need to focus on for the month of August. As always, I am going to pull an overall energy theme for the month for you guys. I will then pull tarot for each week, clarify that with more tarot, and then as well as correlate those messages to the astrological transits that are taking place, and then wrap it up with some additional oracle guidance. So let's see what Leos need to know for the month of August. New moon in Capricorn. We've been getting a lot of Capricorn energy, probably because Pluto is at the last degrees of Capricorn. But this one says step up and lead. Not like you guys have a really hard time with that, but just in case some of you are having a hard time with that, it's time to step up and lead. Capricorn's one of those leaders that's very structured. They're very responsible. They're very self-disciplined due to Saturn's influence. And that allows them to have a real solid and grounded leadership quality. So it could be that the overall theme is saying that there is a new opportunity this month to set intentions around becoming more of that structured and disciplined leader. Let's see what the tarot has to say. That was interesting. Okay, here in this first week, we have the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups is all about nostalgia in some way. And this could be about remembering childhood memories or just memories from the past. Something is coming back from the past that's really going to invoke a sense of joy, sense of peace, sense of wonder. Your sign rules the fifth house, and the fifth house is all about creativity, play, inner child, just literally finding joy in the everyday experience of life. So here in this first week, it looks like something is definitely coming back from the past. Again, this could be a person. This could be, I just heard the words childhood friend. A childhood friend maybe. But memories, just kind of maybe tapping into that inner child. What brought you joy as a child? Here in this first week, this is the week that we have we have Venus moving into the sign of Virgo. Venus moving into Virgo, this is going to be about relationships, what we value, moving into a very practical and organized sign. Be mindful that Venus and Virgo can be a little perfectionistic, maybe even a little overly critical of themselves or others. That's just due to the Virgo influence. But overall, Venus and Virgo really makes me think about focusing on the simplicity of what you value. Really making that a core focus. Okay, and that happens on August 4th. Also on August 4th, we have Mercury going retrograde within the sign of Virgo. And this makes a lot of sense. If Mercury is going retrograde, something is coming back from the past. Something that you're needing to reevaluate or even revisit. And it could be that, like I said, a childhood friend is coming back from the past. Who knows? Okay, but I definitely think that given the fact that this is about nostalgia and Mercury going retrograde, asking us to rethink or reevaluate things, is most likely that's kind of what this is indicative of. We also have the new moon happening in Leo on the 5th as well. I think it's happening at like 12:30 a.m. So on the in Eastern Standard Time, it's going to be happening on the 5th, but Central and Pacific Standard Time, it's going to be happening on the 4th. But this is a new moon in your sign, and this feels like a really, really positive new moon. It's happening at the 4th degree, and when I thought of that and I thought of this card, I thought of like bringing more joy to the home, bringing more like fun and play to your home life maybe. But overall, this new moon, and like any new moons are an opportunity to set new intentions or to manifest. But it's allowing us to do it in a sign that is your energy, which is beautiful, it's bold, it's courageous. It's willing to take risks if they're related to those core values, okay? Then a few days after that, on the 8th, we have the infamous Lionsgate portal. This is when the sun, the star Sirius, and the star Orion, or maybe even the Orion's belt, they're all aligning within the constellation of Leo. This is why it's called the Lionsgate portal. So given the fact that we have a new moon in Leo, and then the Lionsgate portal only a few days after, you're looking at anywhere from like an 8 to a 10-day window of pure manifestation energy. Just an opportunity to really manifest and set the intentions of who you want to be. Leo, you guys are ruled by the sun, and the sun in our chart represents our identity. It's our heart center. It is our light that shines out into the world. So this is a good time to be like, who do I want to be? Who did I want to be when I was a kid? Maybe this is an opportunity for you to do that. I kind of like that. I like how that just lines right up. Here in the second week, we don't have a whole lot of major transits. There are always transits that are happening. But as far as major transits, there's not a whole lot going on. But here we have the 10 of Pentacles. This is a really lovely energy. This is longevity. Like something that you've really been putting in a lot of work and a lot of energy into, and just kind of enjoying the comfort and the fruits of that labor. So that's nice. Here in the third week, beautiful. You know, we have the star, and this is the week that we have a full moon within the sign of Aquarius. The star is ruled by Aquarius energy. Don't you love that? Don't you just love that? So here in the third week, we have the star. The star is about following our destiny, tapping into our purpose, feeling connected within ourselves, feeling hopeful, tapping into faith, just like an overall sense of like healing and groundedness in order for us to follow that destiny, follow that North Star. So here, this is the week that we have the full moon, like I said, within Aquarius. Full moons are a buildup of energy. They're a culmination of energy. And the light of the moon is usually allowing us to see things that are either no longer serving us or things that need to be addressed and even healed. So it could be that the full moon in Aquarius is revealing to you maybe parts of you that need to be healed, or really it's illuminating what your North Star is. So I love that. I really do. I love that. And then also on the 22nd is when we have Virgo season. I know. You guys don't want to step away from your season. I don't blame you, but nothing can last forever. So we will be stepping into Virgo season. Again, Virgo is an energy of practicality, purity, simplification. It's about mastery. How can I get from A to B in the most effective and efficient way possible? Okay. So Virgo season is going to start, and anytime we shift into a new season, the traits and qualities of the sign of the season that we're in, that's kind of what energetically I kind of see it as. When we shift and we transition into that space, we can then utilize those traits and those qualities to really just kind of embody that season of life. So I love that. Here in the 4th week, the 8 of Swords. So clearly Mars and or Jupiter and Gemini could be playing a huge factor on you guys here in the 4th week. The 8 of Swords can represent too many thoughts, too many choices, but it's just bound and trapped in your own kind of mental prison. You know, but here's the thing is that nobody tied you together but you. These are your thoughts that put you here, no one else's. And with Mars or Jupiter and Gemini, which is what this energy represents, it can represent that too many choices is not always the best thing. Too many thoughts are not always, too many ideas, not always the best thing. So this is a time when we really want to kind of go within and follow that North Star. Here in this week, this is the week that we actually have Mercury will go direct within the sign of Leo. That is going to happen on the 28th. So even though it goes direct, and I keep feeling like this is avoidance, like you're avoiding something here because they're blindfolded. They don't want to, you may not want to have to make a choice, so it's almost like you're avoiding it. But Mercury will go direct within your sign. And just remember that even though Mercury is going direct, forcing you to maybe make a decision, there's still like a 2-ish, 1.5, 2-ish week shadow period that is going to be taking place. So just keep that in mind. And then on the 29th, we have Venus moving into one of her home signs of Libra. I don't necessarily, we'll see what the other cards have to say, but I don't really necessarily think that Venus and Libra is going to be playing a huge impact here. Okay, so here we have the Ten of Swords in reverse. So this could be going back and really thinking about a situation that you thought was done. Almost, because the Ten of Swords in reverse can really represent a situation that has ended, that maybe you once had closure with, but you're being called to go visit it because it could be that it's providing you a new path or a new opportunity. Or it could be allowing you, the reason you need to revisit it is that it's going to allow you to come to a sense of like closure, a sense of that, it's going to bring closure for you. And as a result, could provide you with a brand new opportunity, like a new path for you to really embark on within the month of August. So that's really what this energy feels like. Mercury retrograde is going to be asking you to revisit something in order to really fully allow that door to shut, so that this new door can open. As far as setting intentions with the Leo new moon, that could be entirely up to you. Could be that the intention is just simply, I feel courageous and confident enough to step onto this new path. I feel courageous and confident enough to know that I no longer need to hold on to this past situation. And I just thought about, like, this could really actually be, like I said, somebody coming back, and it could be a childhood friend. And I keep thinking about someone from the past, and it being like, maybe things didn't quite work out at that time, but someone is potentially coming back from the past, and it's just going to allow you to come, like I said, to come to that sense of closure. Like if you've been for the longest time wondering what if when it comes to this particular person, what if we didn't have that argument. What if I'd have just called and apologized? Yada, yada, yada. The universe is giving you this opportunity to really finally be like, okay, you know what? I no longer have to wonder what if. I can close that door now. Everything's all good and I can move on. I can have this fresh, brand new start for myself. If you feel like that does not resonate with you, it really just, again, like I said, could be something coming up from the past that's just going to initiate a sense of closure for you, allowing you to step on and embark on this new path. Here in the second week, the Ten of Pentacles, the Emperor in reverse. You're feeling very comfortable, but it could be that there's maybe too much of a focus on like money, status, power, and feeling very disconnected. Feeling potentially very disconnected from your emotional self. And it could be that because there's such a focus on this kind of like ultimate idea, this long, because the Ten of Pentacles represents longevity. So when we're looking at longevity, it's constantly looking at the future. And because you're constantly looking at the future, it could be that you're struggling to allow yourself to kind of take that action in the present moment. I'm trying to get my words together. I'm trying to form it in a sentence that flows and makes sense. It's almost like I can feel the energy. I can see it. I can almost like feel how it's playing out, but it's like I can't quite put the words together. It's like you're struggling to take very decisive action in the here and now. It's not so much about the future, it's about being able to take that action in the here and now, because the Emperor, when he's direct, he's very decisive, he's very analytical, he's very practical about the moves that he's making. While yes, he has the future in mind, he's like, what decisions can I make now that are ultimately going to benefit the long run? How are they going to benefit everybody involved? But so it's almost like you're having a hard time making decisions in the here and now, making those quick, decisive decisions in the here and now. And it's because it could be that you're very, very disconnected from your heart center. It could be that you're just emotionally overwhelmed. When the King of Cups is in reverse, he can be emotionally manipulative, but that's not exactly what I feel like is happening right now, given the fact that this is a collective reading. He's very emotionally dysregulated, and as a result, he's prone to emotional outbursts, potentially prone to bullying and intimidation. Just trying to essentially, it's almost like he tries to control the outer world because his inner world is out of control. He's completely out of balance within. His emotions overwhelm him. He's kind of a drama king. So I really feel like, even though the focus, and again, this is going to resonate with some of you and probably not all of you, so please take it how it resonates. Some of you are going to feel maybe financially stable enough to where you could potentially walk away from a very unhealthy relationship. You could walk away from someone who is emotionally abusive or emotionally manipulative, someone who is, like I said, very prone to outbursts, kind of a drama king, and also someone who is kind of a bully and has the tendency to intimidate you. Again, that is a little bit more specific, so please let it resonate with you as it resonates. If it doesn't, don't force it. Just focus more on the collective message of really focusing a lot on your long-term goals, focusing so much on building that comfort, building that stability, security within your financial and home life, in the material world. You're focusing on it so much so that you're struggling to make decisions in the here and now. And it's overwhelming you. It's overwhelming you, and it's completely disconnecting you from that heart space. So you can turn that energy around by, one, making sure that your energy is very, very grounded and centered. Maybe potentially SMART goals, using SMART goals. That's essentially where you take your long-term goal and then you break it down into smaller, more manageable steps. Even considering like time frames, when do I need to get this done by in order for me to move on to the next step type of thing, breaking it down into SMART goals and really connecting to that heart center, practicing emotional regulation. I think if that's where you're leaning, SMART goals and meditation, breath work, I think are really going to be helpful here in this second week. Here in the third week, like I said, we have the Star, the Three of Swords, healing after a potential heartbreak, a loss of some sort. It doesn't necessarily have to be a physical romantic relationship. It could be the loss of a friendship, could be the loss of a loved one. It could be the loss of a career opportunity that maybe you were really attached to. It could just be your heart's just breaking. You know, it's a lot of disappointment. It's like a kind of like a come on type of energy. But the full moon is allowing you to let go of what's no longer serving you and serving your higher purpose. And really tapping into that sense of tradition. I do feel like the full moon is illuminating something that you need to let go of. I need to go my own way here with the Star. I'm curious as to what this, and see if because I feel like there are more messages here, but I'm having a hard time kind of gathering them together to kind of formulate a cohesive message. So I'm going to move on here and just see what the Eight of Swords says. Page of Wands in reverse, scattered energy. There's too much going on and it's creating a lot of scattered energy. You need to focus with the Eight of Wands. Here in the fourth week, you need to focus. Now that Mercury is going direct, focus, 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 focus. Because the Eight of Wands is about taking action and allowing it to really hit that mark. Kind of like, I don't want to say luck, but I did just hear taking a chance. But I do feel like here in this last week, there's a need for it. There's a need for you to really focus, because like I said, too many options, too many choices, too many opportunities are not always the best thing. And it could be that maybe you receive a message of, you know, news that isn't really in your favor, but as a result, it's allowing you to bring in a clearer focus. Say you put in, this just for an example, but say you put in job applications to like 5 different jobs. Well, you hear back from, and you're like, I really like all of them. I don't know which one I would choose, but I just decided to take a shot on all of them. But I'm worried about which one's gonna be. Am I gonna like it? Because I could really like this one over here, but then it turned out I could not like it, and I should have taken this one over here. And it could be that 2 of the jobs come back and say, you know what, thank you, but no thank you. And so it cuts out some of the choices and it gives you a clearer focus. It's almost like it cuts away some of the excess and allows you to have more of a target to take action on, if that makes sense. Stormy. Number 1, I like that we have, so here we have 1 and 0. Here we have 0 and 1. This is about creation and creating infinite potential. But it could be that whatever is coming back for you from the past is really causing a lot of just turbulence. It's kind of what it feels like. It's like turbulence. It's like stormy weather. And the number 1 is all about creation. It's about the self. And anytime we are stepping onto a new path, it presents a sense of uncertainty, which can feel very stormy. It can feel very, very rocky. So that's very, very interesting. It can feel, this new path here can feel very, very uncertain, but that's okay. Decluttering. This is number 18. It could be, like I said, if you're really struggling to make decisions in the here and now, it could be a time that you need to start like cutting things out of your life. Cut away all of the excess. Cut away what is unnecessary. Here we have 18. So this is 1, again, creation and the self. And 8 is about abundance. It's about personal attainment. If you're really ready to move on to this next level of stability and comfort, like I said, you've got to start making decisions within the here and now. And you've got to start cutting things out of your life, cutting people out of your life, cutting the drama out of your life, cutting all of it out of your life. It's got to go. You can't take it with you. And sometimes that's a real shame. It brings heartache. Perfect moments. I just heard perfect moments of healing. Perfect moments of healing, even though you're experiencing a loss or separation at some point, like you're having to separate from something. This is perfect moments, and this is number, almost looks like 38. I can't tell if that's a 2 because the numbers are black and then the card is black. Actually, I think that's 28. So again, 2 is about choices. It's about duality. It's about relationships. But it's understanding that the choices we make can have consequences in some way. And again, 8 is about personal attainment. It's about growth. It's about abundance. So anytime we make the hard choice to walk away from something, it sets us up for embarking on a new journey and really discovering new aspects of ourselves. It allows us to heal, to reconnect with our divine purpose, and allows us to move forward. And it doesn't mean that you're separating. It could be that the Hierophant is a very spiritual teacher. It could be that you seek the advice of someone who is more experienced in this area. It could be a mentor, a spiritual teacher of some sort. If you're religious, it could be, the pastor or a priest to your church. Whatever the case may be, but whatever happens, whatever you're being guided to make a choice on, no matter how much it hurts, it's going to allow you to follow that North Star. It's going to allow you to reconnect, take one step further towards that path, towards that divine purpose. So this is about perfect moments. Something is aligning. Something is aligning for you here, even though it's going to feel like ripping off a Band-Aid. It's going to allow you to heal. And maybe step onto that path of being a spiritual teacher, being your own guru. But maybe you have to move away from something. Like I said, with perfect moments, It's almost like kind of like divine timing or divine intervention, even though none of that is here. That is kind of what this feels like. I knew the answers would come once I got more clarity. But yeah, I really feel like, you know what I mean, here at the week of the full moon is allowing you to step further into that future self of yours. But you're going to have to, something is going to happen, and you're going to have to separate either from a part of yourself, a relationship, a job, and maybe even step into being your own spiritual teacher, tapping into that spiritual knowledge, because the Hierophant does represent spiritual knowledge, whether that's from another teacher or whether that is from within. Whatever you are separating from here, the week of the full moon is going to allow you to take one step further towards that spiritual knowledge. And then here, trust your intuition. They're both blindfolded. Can you see this? She is blindfolded. And the Eight of Swords is blindfolded. And I think I said that it's going to be about trusting your intuition, because right now it's like you're so close. You're like, I don't want him to have to make this choice. Please don't make me make this choice. But you've just got to trust your intuition that everything is going to work out exactly as it's meant to. This is number 23. Again, choices, duality. Even though it could be difficult to deliver this unfavorable news to maybe another person or to even receive it, it's going to allow you to get clearer on the target, on where it is that you're going. You know, if you're having to deliver unfavorable news, it could simply be that the conversation goes a lot better than you think it's going to go. And that's pretty cool. But trust your intuition. And three is about divine expression, creative expression. You know what I mean? Maybe even being able to really express how you feel, because the Eight of Wands is all about communication, and smooth communication at that. So I really like that. Your month kind of seems clear cut, even though if I explained it in a way that was not clear cut, it really does feel like it's kind of cut and dry. You know, here in this first week, you're either someone is coming back from the past, or you're being asked to revisit something from the past that's going to allow you a sense of closure so that you can step onto this new path. Here in the second week, you've got to declutter because you're having a hard time making very decisive decisions. Like I said, you're able to focus on the long-term goals. You're feeling very comfortable with where you are now. And maybe it is the fact that you feel very comfortable with where you are now, but you're having a hard time making decisions that will benefit the future, benefit your future goals. And so you're being guided to declutter because you're kind of like emotionally overwhelmed, or you're really disconnected from that heart space. So you need to declutter. It's time to leave things in the past, what you don't really use anymore. It's time to Marie Kondo your life. Here, the week of the full moon, you're being guided to maybe separate, move away from something, or something is being taken from you. And that's going to allow you to connect deeper to yourself, connect deeper to your purpose, and really tap into that spiritual knowledge that can promote this sense of healing. And again, with perfect moments, it almost feels like this is happening in your favor. It may not feel like it at the time, but it does feel like it's happening in your favor. And then here in the last week, trust your intuition. All of the thoughts that are running through your head right now, all of the worst case scenarios that are running through your head right now, ignore them. Trust your intuition. Say what you need to say. And it looks like the conversation could go better than what you think it could. So I hope you guys have an incredible, incredible month. Happy August, happy Leo season. Thank you always for tuning in, watching, listening. I really enjoy doing these readings every month, and it is always a joy to read for you. So I hope you guys have an incredible month, and we will see you in September.